What is the most important thing to you in life? I'd love to know. What would you miss the most if you lost it? For me, my wife is at the top of that list, and my family is right behind her. Then it gets a little fuzzy or a little harder for me to quantify, you know? I mean, I could say our house, our pets for sure rank up there. My car? Well, it really isn't that special, but it does get me to and fro, you know? So the fact that I have reliable transportation is obviously important. And my business, well, if I lost it, yep, I would miss it for sure. It is obviously my main source of income, and it is something I have sunk a lot of time and effort into over many years. And to lose it would be quite a shock to the system, to be sure. But what most private investigators do not know is the fact that they may be risking it all because of one bad business decision. When I say risking it all, I mean they risk losing their business, losing all their money, losing their house, their car, and all the assets they have accumulated over the years. And you know what? I was like that for many years. I was at risk of losing it all, and I never even knew it. And the worst part of that is I had been running businesses large and small all my life, and I should have known the inherent risks involved in being a business owner. That one big risk I was taking was not having private investigators insurance for my business. And I didn't have it because I didn't understand the risks of not having it, or rather, I think I was ignoring those risks because of the perceived cost of insurance. Now, I am not just saying all of this because one of my channel sponsors sells PI insurance, and in a second, I will let you in on the pros and the cons, the good and the bad regarding PI insurance. But first, here is a quick word from this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. I recently took a poll on the channel regarding PI insurance, and the results were staggering. The question I posed to the community was simply, what type of insurance do you have for your PI business? And the options to choose from were errors and omissions, liability, errors and omissions plus liability, and I don't carry PI insurance. I was pleasantly surprised to hear that 23% of the PIs who took the survey said they carried errors and omissions liability coverage, and 13% said they carried liability insurance only. Wow, get this, 5% said they carried errors and omissions only. I then ran those numbers in the old calculator and compared my results to the poll I took, and this is what I came up with. Do you see that huge yellow part of the pie there? Yep, 60%. You hear me correct. 60% of those polled said they do not carry any insurance for their PI business. Now, I am not trying to be judgmental here. I am not trying to shame anyone. I was in the same boat myself at one time, and I understand we all have to make decisions based on our needs as we perceive them at the moment. I would love to know if you carry insurance. What factors did you consider when you decided to purchase those policies? Also, if you do not carry any PI insurance, I would love to hear your thoughts on why you do not. Please let me know in the comments down below. Now let's look at the big question. What type of insurance does a PI really need? And to understand that, we need to know what is available for PIs and what each type of insurance does for the PI and their business. The first type of PI insurance we will look at is errors and omissions insurance, or what is often referred to as E&O insurance. This specialized type of liability insurance protects the PI against losses not covered by traditional liability insurance. E&O insurance protects you if a client sues you for negligent acts, errors, or omissions committed during business activities that result in a financial loss. Now, to be sure, E&O insurance protects you and your business against a lot of risk, but it doesn't cover everything. For instance, it will not help you if you get sued for employment practices such as wrongful termination or harassment. If you want protection from that, you would need to carry employment practices liability insurance. A basic way to look at E&O, or errors and omissions insurance, is that it protects you and your business from things like unfulfilled promises, a possible breach of contract, negligence on you or your business's part, and errors during your investigation or within your reports. For example, if you fail to disclose something in one of your reports and it causes your client financial loss or damage, well, they could sue you, and your E&O insurance will protect you from those claims. Or let's say you get burned on a surveillance job, or you are unable to complete a job you were contracted to do, or there was some simple thing that you were unintentionally negligent about, well, you can get sued and your E&O policy will protect you in those cases. The easiest way to look at E&O insurance is that it helps protect you and your business if someone claims you made a mistake in the professional services you provided. So if you have errors and omissions insurance, do you need liability insurance for your PI business too? Well, the simple answer is yes, you do. But then that begs the question, why would you need liability insurance and E&O insurance? One huge reason is that your E&O policy most likely does not cover things like personal injury or property damage. So your liability policy can help cover the cost of physical injury and property damage claims to help pay for medical care, repairing or replacing lost property, and legal fees for covered claims. It also helps protect you from personal injury like libel accusations, slander claims, and copyright infringements. So what if you do not have these insurance policies in place? What do you risk both from the business standpoint and from the personal standpoint? First, if you are licensed, your license may very well require you to have some insurance, be it E&O, liability, or a combination of the two. And failing to have the proper insurance as required by your license means you could lose your license as well as face legal ramifications. The biggest risk of not having any insurance for your PI business, though, is the simple fact that you can be sued regardless of if you have insurance or not. I know some folks that think, well, if I have a large policy, it's like having a big old target on my back, and that puts me at risk of being sued. Well, I am here to tell you having no insurance policy puts a much larger target on your back, as you have no means of protection, no legal protections when you do get sued, and that leaves the door open to you personally. Did you hear that last part? It leaves the door open to you being sued personally, regardless of your business status. Even if you have an LLC or a protected corporation, I can guarantee you any attorney out there will go after your personal assets if you carry no insurance. The bottom line is that as a responsible business owner, you should understand your risks and be able to protect yourself from those risks. But that insurance policy is not just for your protection, it is also for your client's protection too, should you do anything that causes them harm. Not having insurance can also cost you in lost business too. That's right. Many clients will not do business with a PI that does not have the proper insurance coverage, and I always encourage those looking to hire a PI to ask about their insurance coverage. If they don't have any insurance, the big question is why? Is it too expensive? Well, if you think that, then you are mismanaging your business on many levels. Your expenses should be calculated into your fees. And if you do not qualify for insurance, well, you probably need to evaluate why you do not qualify and what can you do to rectify that. Quite simply put, I would not want to hire anyone that did not qualify insurance for their profession. If the insurance companies will not cover them, what risk do they expose to me in my business? Now here is a quick list of the many benefits of having insurance for your PI business. Financial security. The cost of a lawsuit can quickly make it impossible for you to continue running your business. Insurance allows you to continue working even during a lawsuit by ensuring one accident or one lawsuit will not wipe away everything that you have built in your business and all the years of hard work that you have put into your business. It covers the cost of your legal defense. Even if you win when someone sues you, you will still have to pay legal fees, and these could be in the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do you have that kind of disposable cash lying around? It allows you to avoid bankruptcy if you are sued. Regardless of whether you are at fault or not, a lawsuit could derail your entire business. You could easily end up facing bankruptcy after a single lawsuit. And it ensures that you meet legal requirements. Your PI licensing most likely has insurance requirements, and you need to make sure you are running your business legally. Clients can hire you with confidence too. When your business is insured, your clients can have that level of confidence knowing that they are protected, but they also know you care enough about your business to be prepared for anything that might go wrong. And it makes it easy for another PI or contractor to hire you, again, worry-free. If you are doing subcontract work and wish to get cases from other PIs, you need to be able to demonstrate that hiring you will not expose them to additional risk. In fact, I require all our subcontractors to have their own policies in place. Now let's answer the big question: what insurance should I carry and how much does it cost? You should have both E&O insurance as well as liability insurance for your PI business. Not having them risks all of those things we first talked about in this video. You remember, don't you? What are the most important things in your life. Without any insurance, you risk all of those things. If you get sued and have no insurance, they will go after your personal assets, including your house, your cars, your bank accounts, your business too. You stand to lose it all. And yes, there is a cost to having these policies in place, but in reality, the cost is really minimal at best when you think about it. I have seen policies running from $500 to $900 a year, depending on how much coverage you get. And you should be considering all of your costs when you set your rates too. In every business line out there, the total cost to produce the product or the service is the one major driving factor of the cost to the consumer. And if you would like to know how much you can earn as a PI, then check out this video.